Hello and welcome to a very special episode from Dead Cell Media. What? That's right, this is not an episode of Reap the Spoils because E3 is here, or it's about to be.
Yay.
What are you buying?
And you know what that means. Apparently, probably a lot of fucking video games.
Yeah,
That's what happens
buying a lot
every
of
year
video
after
games.
E3. This is a thing. If you've been following us for a long time, you probably find the archive prediction episodes of ours. We do E3 predictions before E3 every year. And we chose the best week to do it. We chose Leak Week, literally the week before E3, where everything's already getting leaked, and it's harder to come up with predictions because things are kind of already getting weirdly confirmed.
And this is also just an odd year in general for that.
For what, leaks?
Yeah,
Why?
not even leaks, just confirmations.
Oh, yeah, well.
It's like everybody's just like, "Yo, this is what's happening."
Yeah, we're getting announcements for announcements.
It's also a weird E3 because Sony's not going to be there, EA's not going to be there. They're both maybe doing their own thing. Well, EA Play is definitely doing something, but Sony is, we don't know yet if they're doing like a state of play or whatever.
Not a clue.
We're entering that in between time where, we're almost at next gen, and everybody's like, everybody knows what's coming out between now and the next console.
Yeah,
Yep.
and to just kind of date us where we are. A couple months ago, like Mark Cerny just flat out had an interview with Wired about their next gen console. We live in a weird time where that's just a thing that happened. So yeah, I guess I see where you're coming from. It is a little weird this time of year.
I feel like at this point with the way social media, not just social media, but just the internet in general, how porous in the information.
Porous. That's an interesting word to use for this idea that you're trying to.
All the leaks coming through. I feel
delicious.
Like PR teams at these companies are well aware, and at this point they're just saying fuck it.
Yeah.
It's like, why even bother?
No, I'm with you. But anyway, if you're listening to this, yes, this is not an episode of Reap the Spoils. It will be on the Reap the Spoils podcast theme or feed, simply because we don't have another podcast feed right now. It kind of just makes sense to throw it out there with Reap the Spoils. So if you're a Reap the Spoils listener, you're getting a fun little bonus nugget this week and within the following weeks, where we will be tallying up who won the E3 predictions. Yes, this is a secret competition that we all fight to the death to win. Let me explain the rules. We're all going to give out 10 predictions.
10. Shit.
Did you not write down 10 predictions? I told you ahead of time 10. He's got to count.
He's counting them.
He's counting live.
No, I have enough. I had backups, but now those backups will become my actual predictions.
Okay. Okay. God. All right. So we have 10. Everyone has 10 predictions, right?
Yes.
Okay. Everyone has 10 predictions. We're gonna go turn by turn, going over them. I will be writing every single one down. Bear with me if it takes me a little bit. I will try to do my best to do this while you're talking, so that it doesn't take up too much time.
Just to be clear, it is June 3rd, right?
Yes.
So,
no, June 4th.
June 4th.
And
so
this episode will be going live June 5th.
Okay.
The next
So
day.
if anything leaks between then and now, don't hold us to
And
it.
I will say, like, one of mine did have a leak. I'm still keeping it in because leaks are
me too.
Yeah, leaks are not necessarily a confirmation of a thing that's happening. We've had leaks come out in the past, leaks quote unquote, that did not come into fruition, or at least have not come into fruition yet.
Or rumors.
Or rumors, yeah, leaks, rumors. Anyone can really go on Reddit, say, I have a source that said Resident Evil's getting completely rebooted. Anyone
or
can say that.
That Reddit guy that put out the whole Final Fantasy VII remake will be 2 parts, and
yeah, that huge
turned
rumor
out to be complete. He literally went back on and said, "Nah, that was bullshit. I was just fucking around with you guys."
like a large publisher, like a large company, I will say we do not comment on rumors or speculation. we have our own predictions we're making. Some of them are gonna be wild, outlandish. Delilah, looking at you.
All 10 of mine. Because anything that was leaked that I feel like could be true, I was just like, I'm not putting it on there.
Delilah's gonna be like, Sony comes out and announces the PlayStation 6. We're all like, whoa, damn, Delilah, I don't know if that's right. She's like, no, that's right.
It's gonna happen.
I feel like mine will make Delilah happy this year. I'm not gonna. Usually, I'm pretty granular with them, and I try to. I'm a poker player. I'm a betting man.
Mm-hmm.
So I try to play it safe to go for the win. But this year I felt like being a bit more risque. So I've got some out there ones that might just spice things up a bit.
Okay. Well, we're about 6 minutes in. I say we get started. Question though. Do we want to start with the predictions that have been already leaked or had leaks? Just to get those straight out of the way.
My first one literally had there have been some not leaks or rumors, just weird teases, and then you showed me that tweet today.
Okay, so I already know what it has to do with.
Yeah. So do you want me to just go first?
Sure, Jason, go ahead. What's your first? Jason's first prediction is.
My first prediction was that at the Ubisoft conference. I should have asked my girlfriend's cousin. She works at Ubisoft. She might have been able to.
No, that's fucking cheating, man.
But anyway, you know what? Go for the win, man. But Ubisoft at their conference is going to announce the return of Splinter Cell. It has been, what is it, 2000? It's been like 6 or 7 years, I believe, since Blacklist. And I think it's high time not only that Sam Fisher make his return, but I think Ubisoft needs something, not a new IP, but just another IP out there to spice things up a bit. And right now the market for stealth action is kind of a little dry. I mean, all we really got out there right now is Square Enix is running Hitman. And on top of all that, I think everybody would be extraordinarily interested to see how Ubisoft would take what was an extremely popular back in the day for those kids who maybe Splinter Cell is a bit before their time. Back in the day, Splinter Cell had a pretty popular multiplayer mode called Spies versus Mercs. I think Ubisoft might be taking that and infusing a bit of the tropes we see nowadays with like things like Battle Royale. So I think Splinter Cell is going to come back, and I think they're going to make a big deal about it at their conference.
My favorite thing to ever come out of Splinter Cell was when Chaos Theory came out, and X-Play on G4 did a little sketch show called Bob and Steve, where they had two people playing Chaos Theory co-op and just like fucking around. It was great.
Oh, I think I remember. Yeah, I remember.
It was great when I was a teenager and I had a really infantile sense of humor. It was kind
of like red versus blue in some ways.
Yeah. I also want to point out something, just a little fun thing from the history of Dead Cell Media. As I was telling Delilah before the show, I have had this same notebook since like 2017, and I even have our E3 predictions from that year. And that was one of Delilah's predictions, that a new Splinter Cell would be revealed back in 2017. So let's hope it comes true for Jason this year, 2019. All right, new Splinter Cell.
I'm not predicting it this year because I feel like it's definitely gonna happen.
Okay. So yeah, of course. So like the thing that you think is a for sure definite, you're like, no, that's not outlandish enough. I can't possibly predict that.
Yeah.
All right, Delilah, what is your first prediction?
I don't have, like I said, I steered away from leaks purposely.
Okay.
Look at me.
I just didn't even bother with them.
Okay.
Just Dance will be at Ubisoft. Just kidding.
Oh my god, I was about to be so mad at you.
Just kidding. I I actually didn't do any Ubisoft predictions because a lot of their shit has been leaked, getting leaked, and I've also gotten some information that I can't share. So I just stood away from Ubisoft. Period.
Ooh,
Okay.
Yeah.
look at me.
I ain't shit. I ain't shit. So I'll move on to a Bethesda one. Whatever. I feel like they're definitely gonna show some co-op gameplay for Wolfenstein Youngblood.
Okay.
Youngblood. Yeah. Specifically co-op gameplay.
Oh, that's really out there.
It's not that out there. No, I'm keeping it like a little light for the beginning. I want to.
Okay, gotta get that build up.
Yeah.
So there will be co-op gameplay debuted for that game.
Yeah.
Okay. To be fair, I kind of did the same thing with Splinter Cell.
I could see that happening because that's a game they announced it. We haven't really seen much about it, and it comes out in July. This like E3 would be the perfect time to start really promoting it.
Yeah, totally.
Like, and not only that, but they also do have a VR game coming. I forget the name of it. But they have a double feature Wolfenstein this year. This would be the perfect time to really start hammering it home.
And Bethesda needs a good show this year because they got a serious PR problem right now.
Yeah, totally.
All right, I'll start soft. This is one that I care about. I put together the schedule for all the E3 press conferences for us. I put something together so we can all reference it. And one of the press conferences, smaller ones that I genuinely care about, is limited run games.
Ooh.
I've really gotten into their products, especially since they announced like the whole Jack and Daxter collection that they've been putting out. I've gotten most of those so far, but they've been teasing recently that they have a huge announcement that a lot of people are going to find to be a really big deal because of how much I guess like how big popular they're getting, especially with larger companies. So my first prediction is that announcement is going to be that they partnered with Square and are doing a physical release of Final Fantasy VII for PS4.
Oh, like the OG.
Yeah, because that never came out physically. It was digital only, and I'm just trying to think like what could possibly be on par with their Sony deal for Jack and Daxter. I feel like Square in putting out that game, especially on the eve of Final Fantasy VII Remake, probably getting a huge blowout of information, it will just help to generate a conversation around that game again.
Nice.
So yeah, that's my first prediction.
I would love to see it, but I know it could never happen because literally Square lost the information to be able to do it.
Oh, Final Fantasy
8.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy 8. I love how that's the reason that they haven't ported it. It's just because they fucked up and lost the information.
Pretty much. Like, yeah, it's ridiculous. That is now the Final Fantasy 12 of the franchise. It's not stuck to one platform, it's stuck to multiple, but like it's the one that's been released the fewest times.
It's also one that like wasn't appreciated at the time, and over time has risen up in the ranks of most beloved.
Yeah, it is getting a lot more recognition. All right, Jason, what is your second prediction?
One is number 2. So sticking to Final Fantasy.
Okay.
Should I go? I have 2 Final Fantasy.
I would save your biggest.
Your biggest soft one's one big. Should I save the big one for later?
Let's save the biggest ones we've got for last.
All right, so I'm going. This is kind of a cop out because this was a Jason Schreier one, but Final Fantasy VII, February 2020.
Okay, from his like little insider info. So you think it's gonna get dated?
I think it's gonna get dated for February. February does make sense.
Why does it make sense?
Actually, wait a minute. It's February. I don't remember when the quarter ends. Does it end in January or February?
End of February, right? Or early March?
I don't know. It's Japanese.
I'm just gonna stick with February.
All right.
Because because based on how Square Enix has been their presentations to stockholders and how they've been projecting earnings for the fiscal years, and particularly quarter by quarter, and how their predictions have shot up wildly for that final quarter. And especially given the fact that now we know Death Stranding is going to be a November title. I have a feeling that originally 7 Remake was a November title, and after speaking with Sony, they probably pushed it back to the very end of the quarter, which would be early 2020. So I'm going to stick with February.
Man, that's your soft prediction?
Yeah.
Jeez.
The first... Dude, we definitely know we're getting a date for the first
I would
chapter of Final Fantasy VII. That's almost like a given.
We'll get there. All right, that's your second. Delilah, your second prediction.
I'll stay with Final Fantasy. I feel like the first episode will be released in December of this year.
December this year.
Yeah.
Yo, you're trying to show me out? The hell's that shit?
December of this year.
December this year.
I just want I want this to go on the record.
Well,
if they announce it as January 2020, then we both get half a point. Okay.
Well, hold your breath on that one. I was gonna save this one for later, but since you guys are fucking on it, Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 1 is gonna come out on January 31st, 2020.
Wow.
You little shit.
So wait a minute. If it comes out on January 29th, do you get a point?
No, I will not get a point. But here's
All
my
right,
rationale.
Right.
Here's my rationale.
All of our words right now. Me and Delilah, we both just said months.
I'm saying an exact date. Yeah.
So
wow.
If it comes out in any point in the month,
hold on. Let me.
Delilah and I predicted.
Let me explain why January 31st. Because the original Final Fantasy VII came out January 31st in Japan.
Aw, how cute.
And in 2020, January 31st falls on a Friday, so they could release the game on January 31st, a Friday, and match up those dates. I think it would be a perfect opportunity to launch Part 1.
Aw. That's sweet.
I'm going balls to the wall on this one, guys. I told you I was gonna save this. I was gonna save this one for later because of the exact date. It's ballsy. You guys had to fucking ruin it for me.
Just as a side note, and this doesn't have to be a bet. There have been there've been like 3 or 4 different like Reddit leaks and shit regarding Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Yeah, that's why I kind of say we don't.
Almost all of them have like included a demo. Do you guys think that we're actually going to get a demo?
We will get there, Jason.
I think so.
Oh, you're actually making a prediction regarding that?
I might make a prediction about it.
Okay.
Damn it. All right. Jason, what's your third prediction? I swear to God, if it's Final Fantasy related.
It is.
It is. Square Enix will end their conference with a Final Fantasy 16 tease.
Oh God.
I honestly
no,
they're not going to have anything like legitimate to show. At most, it will be like some CGI like concept thing. Most likely, it will just be like the fucking title of Final Fantasy 16 with like the theme playing, the Final Fantasy theme. But yeah, honestly, I think I wouldn't be surprised if Kitase hasn't been working on this since the end of Final Fantasy 15's development.
Here's my problem with this twofold. The problem is they don't have 7, even Part 1, out the door, and they should not. No. Hold on. Twofold, Jason.
This is Square Enix we're
they
talking
do
about.
not have Final Fantasy VII Part 1. This is the first problem. They don't have 7 out the door yet, and we've hardly gotten anything up until recently and up until in a week. And the second problem is I totally believe that this could happen, and that's the problem with Square Enix.
Well, the reason. So twofold. Well, not twofold. So I do believe that Katase is going to be either producing, directing, or both. Well, it wouldn't really make sense. Katase is in charge of this project, I would
Oh, you
believe.
don't think he's gonna Tommy Wiseau the room it? He's gonna produce it. He's gonna direct it. He's gonna star in it.
Hey man, don't be making fun. Katase has been in charge of like some of the best in the series.
I'm teasing.
He co-directed 6. He directed 8. He directed 10. But I believe he's been working on it probably since either the end of the development or shortly after Final Fantasy 15 came out. Obviously, around that time, there was a lot of restructuring going on within Square Enix. Keep in mind, 7 Remake is its own thing under Nomura, and I would be so thrilled to have Nomura the fuck out of mainline Final Fantasy. The dude's an awesome artist. He does great character design. He's not a fucking game designer.
And
let him go fuck around.
He's not a good project planner.
Yeah, let him go fuck around with Kingdom Hearts. Like, fine, he can do that. But and also, I do not think Final Fantasy 16 is going to be a current gen game. I think it will be similar in the way to Final Fantasy 13 was announced before pre PS3 release and was a relatively early. It came out relatively early in the what was that, 6th gen life cycle. Wait, was that 6th or 7th? I don't know.
I think that was 7th, but that did come out that actually came out like 4 years into that.
Was that 4 years in the PS3?
Yeah, that came out in 2010.
Shit. I thought that was like 2 or 3 years in.
No. In Japan, 2009 at some point, but North America 2010.
Man, I'm getting old.
But okay, so they'll end with that tease, and it'll be next gen.
I don't think they're gonna announce it's gonna be next gen. I'm just saying that's my thought process.
And honestly, I agree. I agree. That's the problem with that fucking prediction. Is I totally agree, and I hate that that's a possibility. But all right, that was your third.
See?
Prediction.
I'm bringing out the balls.
Bringing out the balls. Actually, no, Jason, put those away. Come on, man.
Okay.
All right, Delilah, third prediction.
This isn't a prediction, but I feel like the Square Enix conference is finally going to be good.
I fucking hope so.
It is, yeah.
Okay.
No, third prediction. The Square Enix conference will actually be good. Sorry, Delilah, it's already written down.
All right. I feel like Dying Light 2 is going to get a release date for October.
Okay.
Sometime in October.
I keep forgetting that game was
announced. And I keep forgetting that Square Enix is in charge of it.
Well, I think it was just recently announced that they're publishing it. I don't think that's been knowledge for long, if I remember correctly. So dated for October, and that makes sense. It's a horror or as far as I know, it's a horror-ish game.
Yeah,
it's open. It's like open world, kind of like there's like parkour. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least
Jason just said an open world game is pretty cool.
Well, I thought the gameplay was pretty cool, the way you use the environment.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I didn't beat the first one, but hey.
All right. Well, I guess I'll move on with my third prediction. Wait.
Fourth.
No, wait. Yeah,
I did 3.
Three. Yeah, this will be my third. This will be my third. Cause I got the ball rolling with the fucking Final Fantasy predictions. I couldn't stop you. We're gonna get a new trailer for Beyond Good and Evil 2, and they're just basically gonna flat out confirm that it's a next gen title.
Didn't they already say it won't be there?
Yeah, I thought so too.
Did they say that it won't be there? No,
Yeah.
I don't think they did. Hold on, we're gonna have to do some live fact checking. This is the fact checking squad.
Because that's why I didn't say anything about it.
Beyond Good and Evil.
This is a fact check.
It's a good thing that I wrote down a backup prediction. This is why
I'm pretty sure they straight out tweeted, "No, it will not be there."
Yeah.
Hold on.
That's why I didn't bother with Ubisoft.
A day ago, all right, that's fine. Then
It's fine.
I'm gonna scribble that one out. My bad, guys. I love how I was telling you guys ahead of time, like, do quick Googling, make sure. The thing is, I was Googling this stuff all day yesterday, and I thought that I didn't see anything about that. Maybe it came out right after I Googled everything. God damn it. All right, then I'll just go to my next one. We're gonna get a new IP announcement for Bethesda being developed by Arcane.
Whoa.
Arcane, they are developing Wolfenstein Youngblood, I believe. They're previously known for the Dishonored franchise and Prey most recently. I don't know. I kind of don't see a Prey sequel happening, given that game didn't sell quite as well or perform quite as well.
Dishonored doesn't do too well either.
Yeah.
I mean, they're good games. Dishonored's, especially if you're into stealth, like
critically acclaimed games. It's just they didn't perform well, and frankly neither did Wolfenstein 2. So I think that they're gonna be working on a new IP. Bethesda will announce that whatever it is they're working on. So that is my third prediction.
All right.
So if Arcane's coming out with like a new Dishonored or some other game that's already an existing IP, you don't get the point, right?
Yeah, I don't get the point.
Okay.
We'll deliberate more points like when we're doing a roundup, but like
we'll deliberate. Yeah.
We'll deliberate.
Yeah,
but that one I think it's pretty clear. I think with that one
it's of new IP.
No, with that one it's pretty clear. I would get 0 points if Arcane is working on Prey 2 or Dishonored, No More Honor or some shit like that. But okay. That's my third one. Jason, what is your fourth prediction?
My prediction is that on the Microsoft stage,
okay,
we will see a Resident Evil 8 tease/announcement.
Oh my god.
Ooh.
They've already got the engine.
I love how
they've been able to, it's been 2 years since 7. I don't think it's going to be coming out within the next year. I wouldn't be surprised if they hold 8
for next gen.
For
and
like very early next gen.
That's my problem. That's my problem with that prediction. And we even discussed this in our Resident Evil 2 episode of Read the Spoilers. Very first episode. Go listen to it if you haven't. We discussed which Resident Evil would be next, and we kind of discussed that Capcom's been kind of on a schedule every 2 years, pumping out Resident Evil 7, then Resident Evil 2. Which one do we think will be next? This is the year that Resident Evil 2 came out, so I kind of don't think we'll see another Resident Evil announced until next year, and they'll do another thing where 6 months later it's in our hands. Because they've been really good about that.
Well, the reason I think I was originally conflicted about this one for that very reason, because I thought they would wait until early next gen, and because obviously the engine they have right now, the Resident Evil engine, it's an amazing engine.
Didn't they announce that engine's being used for like everything now?
Yeah. It's a fantastic engine, and so you can only imagine what the next gen consoles are going to be able to do with it. How they're going to be able to pump it up. So the reason I do think it will be this year and it will be on Microsoft stage, I am not making any predictions about Microsoft showing off next gen hardware, because I think everybody knows that that's happening.
Right.
I think Microsoft will use it to kind of show off capabilities of some of their next gen hardware.
Okay.
They might I don't think that Capcom will necessarily be showing off any near final version of the product, but maybe some kind of working concept of, just some kind of slice of what they're working on with the Resident Evil engine running on next gen hardware.
Okay.
Yeah, I also predicted that.
Damn it.
A Resident Evil 8 teaser trailer, very short teaser trailer.
All right, both of you have Resident Evil tease.
Yeah.
I assume you also think Microsoft Stage.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Although,
there's no other
I'm
place
not
that could really be.
I'm not marrying
I
that
mean, where
idea.
else?
Oh, all right.
Also, where else would it be? Like,
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
we will get to that, Jason.
What do you think? Capcom's just gonna show up and be like, "Yo, motherfuckers, we got our own stage.
We have a press
We didn't
conference.
tell anybody. Yeah, we didn't tell anybody in advance.
Way to
but-
spoil my final prediction, Jason. I'm kidding.
Okay.
That's not my final prediction.
Yeah,
All
I was gonna be like, yo, because they would have an empty auditorium because nobody would fucking know.
So, all right. So both of your fourth predictions is exactly the same. Resident Evil 8 teased.
Yeah.
Got it. All right.
If it's not this E3, it's definitely going to happen at the Game Awards, but that's not what this episode's about.
all right.
The Game Awards or Sony's.
I think the Game Awards. Yeah.
I am going to play devil's advocate.
Yep.
I'm going to flip this on you guys, going back to that I think that the next Resident Evil won't be announced until next year to stick their 2-year cycle.
Oh.
I think instead this is the year of Dino Crisis.
Oh my god.
Jesus Christ.
Dino Crisis reboot coming February 2020.
I wouldn't put it past Capcom just because they've been on such a roll.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like they've been on such a roll. We got a brand new Resident Evil. We got a brand new Devil May Cry, like within a short span, and they have not been announcing games and then taking a long and then doing a particularly long like dev cycle for them. They'll announce a game and then it's in our hands 6-7 months later. So Dino Crisis remake coming, RE Engine, February 2020.
Dude, imagine a game where instead of running from Mr. X, you're running from fucking Velociraptors.
Instead of running from Mr. X, you're running from T-Rex.
No, but the T-Rex can't see you if you stand still.
This isn't Jurassic Park, man. It's Dino Crisis.
Yo, but Jurassic Park is science, man.
Yeah, I forgot about all that frog science. Anyway, Jason, what's your fifth prediction? Let's consult the loose leaf page.
Let's jump to Nintendo.
All right.
Nintendo will tease a new Zelda in the Breath of the Wild engine.
What?
Before Link's Awakening even comes out?
No, yeah, before Link's Awakening, it will be in the same way that they utilized the Ocarina of Time engine for Majora's Mask. I think it will be a similar project that will kind of recycle a lot of assets.
Wow. That's crazy.
That's
that is really out there.
I don't know
I'm
about
proud of you.
I don't know about that one, Chief. That's
I just said tease. Could be
yeah,
anything.
that's true. I mean, to be fair, when they first announced Breath of the Wild, it was pretty much a tease. So, well, I guess we shall see.
Wow.
Delilah, number 5.
Before I go to Nintendo,
That's fine. We don't have to
Yeah.
go in any logical order or anything. Just,
I know.
Yeah.
I'm just keeping my baby ones now. Doom Eternal will also get an October release.
Okay.
Yes.
That was one of mine, but I'm not going to use it now.
I thought about not using the Resident Evil 8 because you said it, and then Mark kind of discouraged me a little bit, but then I just went with it because I couldn't think of another one.
That was one of my backups,
So you Doom Eternal coming in October?
Yeah.
Also, don't let me discourage you. I'll spit whatever gibberish I think at you guys, no matter what. But if you think I'm a fucking idiot,
you are a fucking idiot, Mark.
Thanks, Jason.
Okay.
That means a lot, man.
You didn't even know that Beyond Good and Evil wouldn't be there. How do you not know that?
That actually is rather embarrassing. I apologize for my insolence. Okay. We're on what, number 5?
Yes.
Number 5. All right. I don't want to move on to Nintendo quite yet, so I'm gonna say this is the one of mine that got leaked, but no confirmation yet. There will be a new Fable, and it will not be Fable 4.
Oh.
This
so
is
like like a remastered or?
I'm thinking a full-on reboot.
Reboot.
Yeah, I think a full-on reboot's in order. It's been a long time since Fable 3. I think slapping a number on there is kind of arbitrary, and it's going to deter people from trying to get into it. I think if they
It's also going to be a new studio.
Yeah, totally new studio. Presumably, the rumor for the past year and a half is that Playground is working on it. But I think they will announce a Fable game, and it will not be called Fable 4.
All right.
There was a leak, like literally I woke up and there was a leak for it. But it was basically just a Reddit comment, no confirmation, no official announcement. I'm keeping it. I'm sticking with it.
Was it you that made the prediction last year?
And it was me that made it. And yes, the whole reason I did it again, it was a recycled prediction from last year that I was like, you know what? I still believe in this. Let's go.
And I totally agree and had that as one of mine. And I'm keeping it as number 6.
All right, number 6.
Right.
So new Fable, not Fable 4?
Yeah.
Okay. God, guys, maybe next time we should have no overlap.
That's why I was asking.
No, I'm just kidding. Because I honestly I like this because it shows. I mean, we've been doing this shit together for how many years now? It's like it's kind of funny to see.
3 years?
Yeah. It's been like 3. I want to say
3 years.
3, 4, yeah.
Yeah. So it kind of just shows, how on the
Shit,
same.
I was still living in New Jersey when I first met you guys.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a shame. I'm so happy you got out of that hellhole.
Oh man, fuck you.
I live there now. All right, Delaila, number 6. Don't you dare say it's Fable.
No, I'm not. This is a ballsy one. And this is because our episode got me so hyped for a new Bioshock announcement.
Oh man.
I don't know that it'll happen. Probably won't, but my heart wants to go there, so that's my prediction.
I mean, I think we did discuss it in that Bioshock episode. Ken Levine,
yeah, we did.
He's been working on something for so long.
But didn't Ken Levine wasn't there some scandal with him? Was it him or was it someone else? No, it was.
You're thinking of Randy Pitchford.
Yeah, Randy Pitchford. Never mind. Somebody, one of them had fucking child porn on a USB stick or something.
Well,
that's gross.
I don't know, it was one of those weird ones.
That stuff aside, so new Bioshock announcement.
Yeah.
That's the prediction.
Yes.
All right, new Bioshock, number 6, Delaila.
Sorry, I don't know why that came to my head. I think it was just because it was one of those big names like Randy Pitchford or Molyneux or whatever.
Thanks for making the show weird, Jason. Jeez.
It's not weird. It's actually kind of funny.
God.
Because somebody just found it on a stick in a coffee shop they were drinking in.
Yeah.
So gross.
All right. My number 6. God. Okay. No, my number 6. This is also, I believe, another recycled one from last year because I still believe it. Once again, Metroid Prime 4 is a no-show.
Okay.
It's just not there again.
Yeah, I think we're more likely to get the Metroid Prime trilogy.
See, I don't even think that's and I almost went a little ballsier and said no Metroid Prime at all. I decided to just stick with Metroid Prime 4 because it's entirely possible that they could finally say here's the trilogy, but I kind of believe that they'd want to keep that one close or closer to when 4 is coming out.
Yeah, they've got so much stuff to port over and re-release. I mean, this is essentially Nintendo's business model is to leak out all this shit that we've bought so many times
and it
over
would be
and over again.
And it would be a really good marketing strategy. Hey, here we finally have footage of 4. You think it looks great? Well, here's the trilogy. Go ahead and play through it again. I think they would want to tie those in together in some capacity. Similar
to what they just did with the what do you call Borderlands?
Yeah, Borderlands 3 announcement, and hey, if you never played the first one because it's still locked to the last gen, here you go, re-released PS4, Xbox One.
It's free on PS Plus, isn't it?
Yeah,
the Handsome Collection is the Handsome Collection, so that's 2 and pre-sequel, not 1 though.
Okay.
So yes, that no Metroid Prime 4. My 6th prediction.
Gotcha.
Jason, what is number 7?
Sticking with Nintendo, new Star Fox.
Oh,
Wow.
dude, we got that. Ubisoft put it out. It's called Starlink.
Like StarCraft.
New Star Fox game. All right. I certainly hope it's better than 0.
I certainly hope they just make an actual Star Fox game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I don't get how Nintendo. I mean, I understand that Nintendo likes to change things up every time, and with the exception of certain franchises that they don't really fuck around with too much, mainly Mario.
Well, stagnation isn't innovation, and Nintendo likes to innovate. So
Yeah,
putting
but
out a Star Fox game that doesn't do anything new or interesting isn't really their forte.
But just because you're not innovating doesn't necessarily mean it's like you can iterate, which is build on something that was great, aka Star Fox 64.
That was also a very different time, Jason. That was 1964. All right, it was a really long time ago, and they were putting out when they put out that game.
But look at a game like Star Fox Assault that iterated on Star Fox 64
yes,
was awesome.
That did come out like roughly 2 years later, in 1966. Yeah, if I recall.
What?
Making a really bad joke here.
I know you're making a bad. That's why I'm not laughing.
Oh, fuck you, Delaila. What is prediction number 7 for you?
I'm proud of you, Jason, with all these ballsy ones. I really am. This is a not so ballsy one. Bayonetta 3 is going to get a new trailer and a release window for spring 2020.
Wait, Bayonetta 3 already had a trailer?
Yes.
Bayonetta 3 did have a trailer, yeah.
And what was that release again?
Spring 2020.
Spring 2020. You know,
I didn't even know it was a thing.
So this debate comes up
mind blown.
This debate comes up in my house a lot. Weirdly, I have one of my roommates is a huge Bayonetta fan, and he is praying and praying and praying every single event that comes by for a new trailer and release date.
All right.
And I've been sticking to that they will wait to show that at the Game Awards again.
Oh.
And release it, shortly thereafter. So that debate, came up yesterday, obviously, when predictions started roaming around the house. So he will be happy to hear that one from you, Delaila. That's basically what I want to get at. All right, my number 7. The Direct is gonna really, really, really go into Animal Crossing, and it's gonna get a release date for August.
I could totally see that.
Yeah.
Dude, who the fuck wants Animal Crossing? I want Star Fox.
Are you?
Yo, all right. So after how disappointed I was with Breath of the Wild, I just gave my Switch to my brother. I'm like, yo, you want this? He's like, okay. If they announced a new Star Fox at E3, I would immediately call my brother up and be like, yo, man, you gotta give me that shit back.
I love how I made my prediction about Animal Crossing. You say, fuck that, Star Fox, and then you go into an anecdote about Star Fox.
This is what I hate and love about Nintendo. I hate about Nintendo. They got this range of IP, and half of it is just amazing, and the other half is just shit.
Dude, most people would say.
I don't know why so many people like it.
I don't really dig it. I don't dig it that much either. I see the allure. It's not a game for me. But there are definitely more quality Animal Crossing games than there are Star Fox games, Jason.
Yo, check yourself before you wreck it. Because shotgun shells are bad for your health.
So the new Animal Crossing will get heavily detailed, and it'll have a release date for August this year. That's my 7th prediction.
Yeah, I feel like they have to release that game in the summer. I feel like that's an on-the-go,
the
train kind of game.
Like the tail end of summer, going into fall. It feels like the perfect time for that game. The turn of a season, and seasons really play into that game. It's a good time. It's a good time.
Yeah, totally.
Jason, number 8.
So let's circle back around to Bethesda, because they're in a bit of a pickle. as James Earl Jones would say, Sandlot reference for those who
Oh my
didn't,
God!
didn't
What is
get
your
the
eighth?
joke.
What is your eighth prediction?
So now I don't think this game is anywhere near ready, or even ready, or should be shown.
So naturally, you're gonna
But I think
share a
I think
prediction
as
on
a
it.
I think as a PR move, purely a PR move,
Don't say it.
they're gonna end their show with
Don't say it.
a tease of the Elder Scrolls 6.
No, no,
I
no,
thought they
no.
said that no Starfield or Elder Scrolls would be
They
at.
did.
I think they're gonna go against it.
You think Todd Howard, Father Howard, lied to us?
Yes, I think purely to try to get some of this fucking
Man,
Fallout 76 heat off them.
you're gonna call Father Howard, Father Pete Hines. You're gonna call them liars and say, no, they're fucking with us. The Elder Scrolls 6.
Of course, they're fucking with us.
What more?
Did you see him? Did you see him in that IGN interview?
I haven't
He's
listened
like,
to it yet.
We expected to get low score.
Oh,
What
yeah.
the fuck?
Oh my god.
So the Elder Scrolls 6, another. So what do you think this tease is gonna be?
I literally think it might just be very similar to the last one, where it was just kind of like a landscape shot, and it just said the Elder Scrolls 6.
All right.
We might just get a title. They might just tell us where it is within the universe of Tamriel.
I love
that
this.
literally might be it.
I love this rationale that like they need to pull a PR move, so they literally are just gonna play like practically the same trailer they played last year that showed fucking nothing.
Well, it might be like more. It might be actual assets from what they're working on, like actual in-game landscapes, and it might just be a reveal of where the game will take place. Like,
all right,
like it would be a big deal if they went against what they said and they actually showed. Honestly, the Elder Scrolls community would shit their pants collectively if they showed a modern, current gen landscape of like Daggerfell. Because that's just a beloved game, the original Daggerfell.
Yo, I'm gonna laugh my ass off if like Delaila and I tie, and you're gimped because you lost an entire point to fucking the Elder Scrolls 6 is gonna get teased, even though they said it's not gonna be there.
Isn't Starfield supposed to come out before Elder Scrolls 6?
I believe so.
I don't think I don't think they actually confirmed that.
I'm pretty sure they did say that would be that's next, followed by Elder Scrolls 6. If I recall, I could be wrong. But wow, Jason. All right, man, you're sticking to that.
I like it.
All right, man.
I told you I was being risque.
You're getting brownie points with Delaila, but me, nah. I see through this nonsense.
I still got two more.
Delaila, what's your eighth prediction?
All right, I'm gonna do ballsy and then not ballsy and then the ballsiest.
You're gonna end with ballsiest, okay?
And some more balls. All right, I believe that Persona 5 Royal is actually indeed going to come to the Switch.
Oh, I like it. I like it.
So
I like it. I like it.
Just for PS4, and I'm like, who the hell would want to play a 100-hour game again just to play another chapter?
Yeah.
Right? Like, why wouldn't they just add?
So I will add to that they did. There was a translation of a scan from a magazine in Japan that went into that there's a lot more than just like a new chapter, new scenes coming to this game. They're apparently they're overhauling a lot of systems. A lot of things are going to be different. They'd also said that there's going to be a whole new and different trophy list, Delaila.
Not that I platinum the 5th one.
Yeah, neither did I. I never even beat it. It's such a loaded game. But so
oh, you have to beat it though.
I
so good.
I want to. But Persona 5 Royal coming to Switch. I like it. I like it a lot. All right.
Yeah, I was coming to Switch to censor some of the lyrics on that song. Did you guys hear about that?
Yeah, I heard about it.
I find it funny because like it legitimately like is a musical term.
No, I know. I know. And yeah, we don't have to get into it. But
yeah, I find it funny. Anyway.
Okay. Yeah, I like that one a lot, Delaila. Okay.
Yay.
Okay.
Dun.
All right. I'll do. I'll do my big Nintendo one. My last big Nintendo one. The direct's gonna end with the announcement of a new Smash character, and it will not be a Nintendo character.
We do it.
Damn, yo.
We do it.
meaning like not a Nintendo character, meaning like not a Nintendo first party character.
It's some sort of third party character, like a Joker situation.
It's weak. It's weak sauce.
Or like even worse, not worse, but even more extreme, a character from a property owned by Microsoft.
Oh. Do you have something in mind?
Yeah, I think for this to be legit, and I'll give you, like, you can say, like, it will either be this or
all I'm
this.
sticking to is it's not a Nintendo character, not a Nintendo first party character.
Name 3 characters. It can be any of them, like this or this or this.
Master Chief, Marcus Phoenix, and Pirate from Sea of Thieves.
Dude, you didn't even. There was an obvious one. We're locking you into that one.
What? No, I'm not actually locking into those. I'm not.
I was gonna say Cuphead.
I'm not tied to any of those.
Banjo-Kazooie.
I intentionally chose like the most extreme violent characters to mess with you. But no. Realistically, yeah, like one of the first ones that came to mind, especially with Cuphead being coming to Switch, is Mugman.
Oh, he actually has a name? It's Mugman?
Yes, Jesus Christ. Yes.
I thought his name was Cuphead. Because it's the name of the game.
That's great.
Yeah, I think that's a realistic choice. Banjo is a realistic choice given their history with that series. This was thrown around my household a little bit, and it makes sense. Minecraft Steve. But I'm not marrying myself to Microsoft. I'm marrying myself to not a Nintendo first party character.
All right.
Weak sauce.
Yeah. Well, what you want, man? You know what I want is your 9th prediction, Jason. Down to the last 2.
Microsoft
is a
will
company.
Open. I don't want to say they'll open. We're going to see an extensive gameplay, not even trailer, like just a gameplay segment for Halo Infinite.
I believe they confirmed that.
Oh, did they confirm
already
that?
A thing? Yeah.
Like actual gameplay?
Yes, I do believe so.
Okay, never mind then.
We can. I mean, if you want, you can stick to it. If you, you did make the prediction before it was announced. I can give it to you. I'll leave it up to you. Give you 10 seconds to decide.
You know what? Then my 9th one. This is kind of a weak sauce. We'll get an announcement for a Fallout 76 expansion.
Okay. So you guys, I feel, are more in the know about this than I am, because they did lay out their 2019 roadmap. What did that entail? Did they?
I have no idea.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
I haven't followed Fallout 76 really at all, other than watching really funny clips of it sucking.
Okay. So.
But I have a feeling that the expansion was well underway. At the point that they launched the original game.
Okay.
So it probably would have been a waste of resources not to just finish and go through with it.
Okay. So
and I feel like the interview that Todd Howard recently gave with IGN there was no reason for him to do it if they weren't going to try to quote unquote pull a Destiny. Mm-hmm. Like, you notice Anthem, they kind of just are being as quiet as they can and sneaking back. I don't think Anthem is gonna they're not gonna put the resources in and stick around in the same way that Bethesda's going to try to do with Fallout 76.
Gotcha.
Because keep in mind that Bethesda was in a similar situation with Elder Scrolls Online, and it's a big money maker for them right now.
Yes.
It's a huge game, a lot of content, and very popular within the MMO community.
Yeah. Okay. First, this Fallout 76 expansion. Got it. That is your 9th prediction. Delaila, your 9th prediction.
I think I'm just gonna go with the biggest one now because it relates to yours. Or should I wait till then?
Yeah, you should wait till the end.
Okay.
It's the ballsiest one. You don't wanna go all right, out quite yet.
I believe that we're going to get a Dragon Age trailer. I'm just not sure if it'll be at Microsoft stage or if they will fit it in the EA Play. I'm not sure about that, but it will be somewhere.
Okay. Dragon Age trailer. And to just riff off of that, I think it'll be Microsoft stage. EA plays in a weird spot this year too because they decided to drop. They dropped the traditional press conference, even though they didn't have to drop it. They just had to realize what worked and what didn't on stage. Mm-hmm. And what doesn't work on stage is anything relating to sports.
Right.
Having athletes come out on stage and try to be funny with actual athletes, it just doesn't work. And they try to do it every year.
Because the people who are into, their sports catalog aren't watching.
Exactly. And this is one of my biggest criticisms of EA and Ubisoft. They open you joked about it earlier. Just Dance on Ubi's stage. Yeah, that's my problem with Ubi's. They always open with Just Dance, and the Just Dance is going to sell itself. You don't have to sell anyone on Just Dance. You don't and shareholders, this is a trade show. Remember, it's become less and less important for that reason, but or in that regard, as years have gone on. But you don't need to sell anyone on Just Dance.
Right.
That game is going to sell, and they know that. The
people buying that game aren't probably watching E3.
Exactly. It's like, moms and little kids that no one cares about. None of those demographics care about E3. So showing a bunch of people in fursuits and cheerleader outfits and dancing on a stage doesn't help you. Just as having some awkward high school Madden player talk to a professional athlete on a stage, or people talk about a trophy literally sitting there on a stage. It's not benefiting you. They started to get a little more interesting with it with when the sports games were having actual story campaigns. That's when I kind of started to pay attention. Not that I was going to buy a sports game, but it's more interesting to see something like that than to see two people talking on stage about shit you don't know or care about.
Yeah.
So, that being said, back to Dragon Age. EA with EA Play being just basically live streams.
Focusing on specific things.
Right, and we will be getting our gameplay debut of Jedi Fallen Order through, I think, their very first live stream on Saturday.
Yeah, isn't Greg Miller and Andrew Renee are hosting some shit with that?
Yeah, they'll be hosting the gameplay reveal of that game. I can't imagine we'll get a Dragon Age. I can't imagine the EA will directly do anything with that unless there was gameplay involved. So I agree. I think that'll show up on Microsoft stage. I think that's very probable.
Okay.
That was a really long way to get to that point. Sorry if I kind of rambled there.
It's a weird E3. A lot of weird things happening.
Yeah, it really is.
I'm trying to think. Yeah, I'm trying to think for the last one. Or Mark, you're up, right?
I've got my 9th prediction. Yeah.
Mark,
which one do I do? I'll do this one. This is like a low baller. This is my backup, mind you. That replaced the Beyond Good and Evil mishap. We will get a confirmation and release date for the Final Fantasy XIII trilogy coming to PS4 and Xbox One.
Oh my god.
and it will come with a demo for Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Oh, what? That is super balls.
Well, that actually makes a lot of sense. That's what they did to push sales for Type 0.
And yep.
And I bought Type 0 even though I played it for like 15 minutes.
You got my rationale down to a T. Although I will say they have to sell 13 a lot less than they did Type 0 because 13 is sold really well and is a pretty beloved game.
It's becoming more and more, I wouldn't say beloved, but
acceptable or accepted,
appreciated amongst the community to a degree.
Right. So, like, I don't think that they need to put the demo in there to sell the game, but I think it will definitely incentivize people to pick it up again.
Hell, I would buy it as much as
everyone to get their hands on a demo for that game. They will absolutely buy this one. So that's my 9th prediction.
Proud of you.
Jason, you got a 10th, or do we need to come back to you?
Yeah, well, I had a couple. I had 3. You just took one of them. Just to keep things interesting, I don't want to repeat it.
Okay.
And so I have 2.
Go with the ballsiest one. The craziest one.
Neither of them are particularly ballsy. You know what?
What's up?
Yeah, I'll go. This one kind of ballsy.
Okay.
And probably not going to happen.
Okay.
I think we might see a CG tease for Dragon Quest 12.
Oh, you know what? That's a good one, though.
Yeah, I could see that.
So a Dragon Quest 12 tease.
We do know that they're working on it. But I mean, obviously they're working on it. They're always working on something Dragon Quest because that shit sells like that shit. Dragon Quest games make more money than water in Japan.
Yeah, and that's my only concern about that is that's much more of a seller in Japan than it is here. But I could still see it happening. There is a big following here for Dragon Quest.
I just hope for Dragon Quest 12 they actually do an orchestrated soundtrack because that's literally the only reason I still haven't bought Dragon Quest 11 and played it is because it's a fucking MIDI soundtrack.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's interesting. You don't.
I can't do that anymore.
Oh, man. Okay.
I can't listen to MIDI battle music.
Oh.
Honestly, and honestly, it wouldn't be that bad if it was like good MIDI. Like I can play old Final Fantasy games with MIDI soundtracks, but like it's like really generic.
Right, it's like
music.
If it's a 2019 game, you'd expect music on par with 2019 games. I kind of get that.
But I mean, even the soundtracks for like Final Fantasy 9 and 7, those were MIDIs.
No, yeah.
But like it was Uematsu. Like.
Yes, yeah. But okay, I can get down with that. I hope I can get down with Delilah's 10th prediction.
I doubt it. I don't think anyone can. All right, so you're going through the Undead Burg. I may have given you guys this pitch.
Oh, Jesus
camera.
Christ.
You're going through the Undead Burg. You see the fucking dragon on the bridge. You're like, fuck it. You run away. You turn to the right, maybe? You turn a corner.
What are we talking about?
You'll see.
She's trying to paint a picture in our minds. Just pay attention, Jason.
You get to the sunlight altar. You see Solaire. He gives you the white soapstone summon sign. He tells you need this for jolly cooperation. He then raises his arms in the Y pose. The sun's above his head, and in the sun is a fucking Smash symbol. Solaire.
Oh, shit!
Smash. Challenger Pack 2.
I love that. I love it. That honestly, that would be my dream. You went even ballsier than me. Holy shit, that is so good. Damn.
I should have made my last prediction that Geralt of Rivia is coming to Smash, and one of your attacks is to like pay hookers to attack the other
Oh my
players.
god.
Your down specialist are just getting a hot tub.
Yeah.
Damn, Delilah, that was fucking awesome.
Yay! I'm
Holy
glad you liked it.
shit.
So, I mean, I don't know if, like, Nintendo will paint that pretty picture otherwise than, you know, maybe they'll put, like, the Smash symbol in Solaire's, like, armor where the sun is or something. But I believe he's coming.
No,
to
that
Smash.
was an incredible reveal to us as a fucking 10th prediction. I don't care if Nintendo does it or not. If they did, they'd be, like, infringing on your copyright. Like, Jesus Christ, that was good. All right. My last prediction. Sony's going to announce a state of play for Thursday.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's an E3 prediction.
That's an E3 prediction. That's flat out. We're getting a state of play on Thursday. The last day of E3. The last official day of E3.
I'm not just going to be like, yeah, so I heard you saw some things. Well, here's the PlayStation 5.
You thought you saw some? No. I don't think. No new hardware. I doubt they'll talk about that any more than they already have for now. But I'm not making this part of my prediction. But with Microsoft, you know, announcing all the shit that they are, you know, they're showing 14, I think, first party games on their stage this year. They're having their biggest showing yet. It's going to be 2 hours long. And Sony, with the first state of plays only being about a month apart, and we're approaching that month mark, they're not at E3. They won't be at E3, but I don't think they want to avoid outright being a part of the conversation.
Oh, yeah,
Right.
totally.
Right.
So I think we will get an announcement probably, and this is the next part, is the announcement will probably be on the Monday for a Thursday state of play. I think the trend has been announcing the state of plays 3 days ahead of time, and Monday used to be their time slot.
All right.
So state of play coming Thursday E3.
Nice.
Makes sense. Yeah, I think Sony made the right move saving. I think they're saving up as much as they can for what they have, and they're going to have, you know, some next gen announcements at later in the year at, what do you call it?
The Game Awards.
No,
Oh.
not even the Game Awards.
Paris Games Week?
They're Sony's.
Oh, you think PlayStation Experience is going to come back?
Yeah, I
Okay.
think maybe.
That would be fantastic. I don't know. I know they skipped it last year. I don't know if they've made any announcements about this year. It would be great if they did that because I've always loved that event. But yeah,
Maybe not. I don't know.
yeah,
It might be the Game Awards.
we'll see. State of play though,
Yeah.
coming next Thursday, E3
Nice.
time.
I hope so.
Yeah, I hope so too. And also another. That was part of another, partially based on another leak. Because was it last week already? We got the Death Stranding trailer, and alongside that tease, there was a rumor that we were going to get a Last of Us Part 2 trailer in another state of play that same week. That wound up not coming true, but again, I think they're going to want to be a part of the conversation.
Yeah,
So-
the rumor was that Last of Us 2 got bumped specifically for
yeah, and
Death
that's
Stranding.
another rumor is that The Last of Us got pushed to 2020, early 2020, which I totally agree with and see happening. But I think we'll find out in next Thursday's State of Play. You heard it here first, folks. All right, so we've got 10 predictions each. Are we happy?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. This is fun as usual.
We feeling good about E3, guys?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm feeling good. And watch all my ballsy predictions come true, and you guys all suck it.
Yeah, like I can't wait for Todd Howard to be like, "Sorry, we lied."
Won't be the first time. It's been-
Wow.
I was
burn.
I actually saw something today. I completely forgot about this. It's been 6 months since they said they would have replacement bags for the collector's editions of Fallout 6.
Jesus
6 months.
Christ.
They still haven't done that?
No.
Get the fuck out of here. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's been 6 months since he said it's in 6 months. By 6 months, we'll have them.
What if he just comes on stage with a bunch of
Bags.
I brought
He's
these.
just throwing out the bags.
just throws it out to the
Right.
audience like Oprah or some shit.
You get a bag. You get a bag.
You get a
Everybody
bag.
gets a bag.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he just walks out like Fallout 76 is now free, and he just starts throwing boxes of the game all over the auditorium.
Well, we'll find out soon enough what shenanigans go on.
I'm hyped.
Thank you for listening. I hope you're coming up with crazy ass predictions. If you are, share them in the comments. We have a Facebook group, right? That's still a thing.
Yeah.
You can just find it if you just search Dead Cell Media. Those are 3 words: the word dead, the word cell, the word media. And you can join that, engage us in conversation, please, for the love of God.
Not me. I'm not on the.
No, don't talk to
Facebook.
Jason. Talk to Delaila and I. We're cool. Jason, he kind of smells bad. He looks kind of weird. He's got those bangs going though. You can't see him because this is an audio show, but
I have beautiful hair. Mark just doesn't want to use the words. It's well coiffed. I use
Oh yeah,
I use a special coconut oil.
speaking of the Kwa sound, you can find Jason on Twitter at SolidQuaz. Yeah, Quaz. Qua. You can find
KW.
you can find Delilah on Twitter at Assassina_san.
Yeah.
That's SAN. You can find me on Twitter at Nibelheimian. Those will all be in the description. And you can find Dead Cell Media at Dead Cell Media. Hope you tune into E3. Hope you enjoy it. Make sure you watch E1 and E2 so that you understand all the nuances in E3. You don't want to miss anything there. That was another bad joke.
Yeah, like I got where you were
You
going
can't
with
you
that.
can't see Jason's
But-
really, really awkward bad reactions to my terrible jokes.
Come on, man.
Yeah, thanks for listening. We'll catch you next time. Bye.